Now we're going to use the CARP test to help us determine if a website is a good resource. So the first thing I need to do is choose a search engine to help me research. So here's the search engine. I'm going to enter in what my search query. So I'm going to say Mexican traditional. Remember, everything has to be spelled correctly. Clothing. And then I press search. So I enter my search query. You can remember we can use more keywords if we need to help lower our search results so we can find the best. So I'm going to start with this resource right here. Okay, so I need to use the CARP method to decide if this is a good resource. So the first thing I'm going to look at is this current? Okay, so when was the information written, and do the links work, for example? So I can look at the bottom to decide where the information is. So going back to my resource I found, I'm going to look at the bottom. This one says 2011, so that is within 5 years from 2015, so it is current. Next, I need to decide, is the information accurate? So I'm going to look at the sources on the page, see if there are any sources, and I'm going to look at different sources to see, can I find the same information? So when I look back at this source, I'm going to look for other sources on here, or links to other things. So I might say sitemap. Here I have different, but what I'm not seeing right now is any links to sources that they use to help them. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back and look at a different source, see if I can find some similar information. So something I look at a little bit of information, so it uses dark brown, dark red, cottons, barks, agave, wool. Okay, I'm going to try to see, does this other information say the same thing? So I might try the next one. Okay, and this one doesn't tell me right away, so I'm probably going to have to look for where it talks about clothing. So here I'm in, and what I can do is if I use the F3 at the top, I can put in a word clothing and it will search the article for it. So right now I hear, okay, this is an industry. Okay, that was what, if I go up and down, I can see if it talks about, okay, this one talks about what wealthy people wear, but nothing really talking to me about it. So I'm going to have to find a different resource. Notice how much time it takes to look through different resources. So again, here, Mexican clothing, and here now I'm starting to find things that are matching. So when I go back to the first source, I do see that it does have information like other sources, so it is accurate. Next, what I need to know is it reliable? Okay, who is the author? Is the author an expert, and how do I know? Okay, I can also use the web address to help me know this too. So when I look at the web URL, I can look at what type of ending does it have. I know that a government or an organization site is going to be a lot more reliable than maybe just a .com, where anyone can create a website with a .com. Okay, so here I am. I don't see anything right here with an author. I'm going to go down. I don't see anything here. Over here, I'm going to look and see, does this have an About Us? It doesn't, but it has a contact. So when I press contact, it's not allowing me. It must be wanting to write an email for me. If I look on sitemap, it doesn't have any sources. Now, because it doesn't tell me at all about the author, that means anybody could have been writing this. And I don't know if they have studied Mexico or maybe they were a student, but I want to know that I'm finding a resource that is coming from an expert. So I'm going to say, now this does not pass the CARP test because I don't know who the author is, and I don't know if the person is an authority in talking about Mexico. So I cannot use this website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find a different website. Here's a different website. Okay? So I need to think, okay, is it current? So I can try to look toward the bottom. Okay, it's been copyrighted in 2015. Is it accurate? So we already used the source to see that it has things, but it doesn't really tell me much about clothing. So again, not the source I want to use. Okay, so I need to find a different resource that's going to help me. So if I go to this one, that's Don Quixote. Okay, so again, I have to find, is it current? Yes, it's been updated in 2015. Is it accurate? We use this to decide that our other resource was accurate. Is it reliable? So we need to know, okay, who is the author? So this is a .org, so I know it's in an organization, usually a nonprofit. Okay, so that's telling me. And I'm going to see if I can find out about us. So if I go to the bottom, I can see that all these different organizations are supporting this website. So if all these organizations are supporting this website, I'm going to know that it is going to be a more reliable website. And last but not least, what is the purpose of a website? Okay, so are they trying to sell us something? Are they giving us all the information? Or might it be biased? So on this website, I know that it is a language learning maybe program, but also it's telling me that maybe because they want to educate people about the language, that they'll want to also inform us about what's going on. Okay, so it doesn't seem like they are, we know that the information is accurate, so now this does pass the CARP test. If it passed the CARP test, you can go ahead and put it in your search results page. Go ahead and watch the next video on how to do that.